Hi everyone, welcome to Meditation with Annemarie. This is my second series on coping with change using your inner power. And today I wanted to talk with you about the importance of choosing power over pain. And everything that I share with you on this channel is based on the teachings and principles of the Brahma Kumaris, and all the links, including links to my books, which are also based on the Brahma Kumari teachings, they're all linked down below. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you gain some benefit from these sessions. My aim for these sessions is to help individuals find meaning and healing in their lives as a means to reclaim their inner power and to take the reins back of their own life. So let's start with a meditation. So sitting nice and comfortable in your chosen position. Taking a few gentle, even breaths deep down into your belly. You can have your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed. If you choose to have them open, just focus on a point in front of you and gently rest your gaze there. Any thoughts that come, any emotions that rise up to disturb your little bit of peace, just watch them come and watch them leave. Don't engage them. Don't fight with them. Don't judge them. Just let them come and let them go. Each time bringing yourself back to that silent space between your thoughts. And as you're sitting there with that silence in between those thoughts, I want you to briefly scan your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Again, this is not to be hard on yourself, but to help you recognize where you may be carrying some tension or feeling ill at ease in your body, because your body will tell you what you may not be willing to look at emotionally. So breathe gently and deeply into your belly. Let that oxygen slide through your lungs, into your belly, your whole abdomen area. Let it swirl around and then breathe back out. All the while checking your body, just briefly scanning, checking your jaw, making sure that your teeth are unclenched. You can help this along by dropping your tongue to the bottom of your mouth. You can check that your shoulders are relaxed. Check that your breathing is indeed going down into your belly, not getting stuck in your chest or your shoulders, or getting stuck in your neck or your back. Just check that everything is flowing smoothly and gently. A chance for you to slow down. A good way to start your day. Just giving yourself that time to allow yourself to turn inward and just be, so that you can recharge. And when you recharge, you are able to think clearer, for you are the creator of your own thoughts, and your thoughts are the seeds of your actions. So just become aware of those thoughts that are bringing you down, holding you back in your life. As we take one step deeper after checking the body, just checking your thoughts and your emotions. Again, don't get stuck on it. Just become the observer. Just allow yourself to simply identify without any justification, any explanation. Just becoming aware of those thoughts that keep making you feel inadequate about yourself, or those thoughts that make you feel that you are better than others, that others are somehow inadequate. And just remind yourself in this space of peace and silence and truth that you are the creator of your thoughts, the creator of your own story, your own narrative. So don't let past hurts make you feel any less than who you truly are. Instead, use those past experiences that have caused you pain as a leverage to step into your power. For every time you rise up, your resilience is that little bit stronger. So be gentle with yourself as you work through these processes of recognizing, identifying, and letting go, releasing, and ultimately healing yourself and those healing vibrations will filter out into the world. So being aware of being the creator of your own thoughts, bring yourself back now to the here and now. Om Shanti. So, choosing power over pain. First, let's have a look at the question, why do we hurt each other? In a nutshell, for me, this is what I think, this is what I believe. We hurt each other because of loss of our own spiritual power. And when we've lost our own spiritual power, we're either going to want to control others or take the power from others, or we're going to be so down on ourselves that we're going to just simply give away our power to others. Either way, they're both sides of the coin when it comes to ego. And ego is the human mask for covering our inadequacies. And because simply having forgotten who we are as amazing, powerful souls. We are individual beings of light. who create amazing stories through our physical vehicles, our bodies. But I, the soul, must first create that thought in my mind, and then I will manifest it through my actions, through my words. But if I'm not aware of that process, if I believe that I am my body, if I believe that I am my roles, that I am the labels that I've placed on myself and placed on others, it indicates that I've forgotten my spiritual power. It indicates that I've lost my individual power. And so when I lose that spiritual power, I have no control over this amazing instrument that is right between my ears. And we all have this amazing instrument. We all own one. But it is the least exercised instrument. So it is the most powerful instrument that we each own. And yet when we do not take control of it, then others will. I will literally give that power away to someone else to be able to control it for me. My mind will control it. I certainly won't be in control. And when I'm not in control, I'm going to react badly. I might behave badly. I'm going to be blaming others or blaming myself. I might be shaming others or condemning others or myself. So either way, we need to really be aware of the reason why we hurt each other, and whether we give sorrow or whether we take sorrow. Again, it's the same side of different side of the spiritual coin. Either way, I'm creating a karmic debt for myself because I've now moved away from my spiritual truth, because I have forgotten that I am this amazing, powerful being, and I start behaving in a limited human way. And when I behave in a limited human way, I'm going to either hurt others or I'm going to take hurt. So the other thing that I find very important is to make sure that we understand the importance of loving detachment as a means to help us take that power back, as a means to help us identify certain thoughts that we are creating and the subsequent emotions that we are then experiencing through the body. I have talked about emotions in another one of my videos, so I won't go into it today. But it's important to remain lovingly detached, because otherwise we start cutting ourselves off. And when we cut ourselves off or we push others away, that's not loving detachment. That's detachment on its own. When we practice as a spiritual individual, we need to practice loving detachment. So this is where the symbol of the lotus is so important. Understanding that loving detachment means I live in the mud, but I still remain beautiful and fragrant. So to practice loving detachment means not only will I be able to then stand in my power with that gentleness and that love, because I understand my own significance, I understand my own worth. And when there's that self-recognition, my discernment becomes stronger. So where in the past I may have been taking advantage of others, or I may have allowed others to take advantage of me, my power to discern will let me see where I shift my boundaries in order to let that happen. And so whether I become the controller or whether I become the enabler, there's a lot of narcissistic behavior in the world today. So there's a lot of control issues going on. So don't be a victim to this kind of situation. It can be very, very difficult to stand in your own power, excuse me. But understanding that loving detachment is fundamental for your own health and well-being. And again, as I mentioned before, it's not about cutting myself off or pushing others away. It's about being able to be that lotus flower no matter where you are. Because as a spiritual individual, I believe we're all in the time of the world cycle where we are individually and collectively having to clear our karmic account, as we can see with everything that's happening in the world today. So the more I resist clearing my own karmic debt, the more anguish I'm going to be experiencing. So let me accept some of these situations to help me grow, rather than see it as from a victim space, which isn't loving detachment. It means that I'm not feeling secure within myself and I'm allowing others to pull me down. I'm allowing others to hold me back. I'm allowing others to strip away my power. Okay, because I'm not clear on how important that power is for me. But when I remember that I'm a soul, first and foremost, living through this body, living in this body, and acting through this body, and that others are souls, and I may not like the roles that they've chosen, but they're still beautiful beings of light. They've just lost their way, maybe even more than you. So when we remember ourselves, it becomes a little bit easier to remember the truth from someone else, rather than to get caught up with all these roles that we see, because some of the roles in the world are not very lovable at the present time. So it's fundamental that when I practice, the only way I'm able to practice that true loving detachment means I really have to understand my own true power. And when there's that true unconditional love for the self, then it will become that little bit easier with practice, because remember, our old conditioning will keep pulling us back. So with practice, it will help you stand firm and stable in your own power, in your own strength, regardless of whatever chaos is happening around you. And that is power, and that is choosing power, rather than allowing yourself to identify with the pain and believe that you are the pain, that you are only the experience, the whole sum of that pain. You are so much more than that. So one thing that helps is to keep reminding yourself, especially when you're going through hard times, and we're all experiencing different types of hard times at the moment. So let's not get caught up on being a victim and think that mine is worse than others, because there's always someone better off, there's always someone worse off. So let me not waste my time on looking at others. Let me just work on me, because we're all tired and we're all needing to clear our own karmic debt. So let me just work on my own self, and let me be kind to myself as a means to let go of all the past hurts, of all the past labels that I may have put on myself in regards to this hurt, on all the past labels that I may have put on others because of hurting me. Let me rise above it, and let me use all those painful experiences as a springboard to step into my power. And let me run with that power so I can create more and more and more. Not as a means to control anyone else, because the truth is, the power to tolerate, true tolerance is about knowing and accepting what I can and cannot control. And the only thing I can realistically control with practice is my own mind. So the more I learn to tame my mind, the more I will start being in control of my own life. And the more I'm in control of my own life, the less I will need to control others, because the more I will more instantly know what to do and who to listen to, who to step away from, who to engage with, who to send more love to, all the while keeping up my firm boundaries. So that's just it in a nutshell, because, it takes effort. It does take effort to step into my power. But you know what? It takes more effort to hang on to the pain. I'm really starting to love this saying that pain is essential, but struggling, suffering is a choice. And at the time when we are suffering, we certainly don't see it as a choice. But when we realize in hindsight, and hopefully down the road foresight, that we only experience whatever we're thinking about. So the only way to keep an emotion alive is when we rethink something over and over and over and over. And humans are really, really good at overthinking, overplaying, replaying the old stuff that didn't work, the old stuff that hurt, but we conveniently forget to replay all the good stuff. That tends to get pushed into the background, because now all we see is all the bad stuff that's happened to us. So remembering that things are happening for me, to help me grow and to help me become stronger and to help me step into my power, because we all have this amazing power and very few of us are authentically using it. So most of them are abusing it. No, let me rephrase that. Some of them are abusing it, but most of us don't even know that we have it. So I'm here to remind you that you do, that you are an amazing, powerful being of light and of love, that you are a being of pure thought energy. So use your thoughts wisely, create your thoughts wisely. It does take practice to learn to slow down those thought processes, to recognize when you start spiraling into a negative and to apply the brakes. And that becomes quicker and quicker and quicker, like any kind of training that you do. When you first when you were first learning to drive, you probably didn't apply the brakes as quickly or as smoothly as you do these days. So it takes practice. A skill takes practice. Meditation takes practice. Remembering our true selves, because we have been so indoctrinated to believe that we are these human forms of limited actions, that it's going to take a bit of practice, a bit of reminding, and lots and lots and lots of looking up to let the light in, because eventually the light will overtake the darkness. So I hope you got some benefit from that today, and remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and the buttons down below, and like and share the videos. That would be wonderful. So have a great day, and I look forward to see you next time. Let's finish with a meditation. So once again, sitting nice and quietly and comfortably. Allowing yourself once again to take a breath. And allow yourself to unplug from the external world for just a little while. Allow yourself to turn inward and upward into your imagination. We are going to exercise the imagination. So as you're becoming quieter, I want you to imagine I want you to see or feel or hear or sense or simply think about being in a dark space. A space that is full. It feels completely full and yet completely open and spacious and free. And this space holds you. It holds you so closely, yet it does not confine you. It allows you to, almost like a feeling of floating in this dark space, suspended in this dark space. A beautiful space, a silent space. And all I want you to see or sense or hear or think about yourself as this point of light, this being of light being held, suspended in this darkness. Imagine just for a moment that your body has dropped away and you're just this being of light. And in this suspension that feels so wonderful, just like you're floating on air, I want you to just become aware of anything or anyone that's making you feel heavy, that's making you experience pain. And I want you to imagine that heaviness is pulling you down into the dense vibration. The only difference is you are now remembering that you are this being of light and no one has a right, and you are not giving anyone permission to pull you down. So just imagine those hooks or whatever you may imagine that are pulling you down. Imagine them just coming loose. These souls having no grip on you whatsoever. Let go of any contract you may have written with them unconsciously or consciously in this life or any past life. And just let them go with love in your heart, courage in your intention. Just let them go. Stop interfering with their karmic account. Let them get on with sorting their own. Stop allowing others to interfere with yours, your healing, your clearing of your karmic account. And just set everyone free. And simply connect to the divine source of all energy. The one and only, who will never lie to you, cheat on you, confuse you, deceive you. So fill yourself up with the light of the divine and see your body of light filling, expanding to every part of your light body. And when your entire light body is filled with that light, see yourself drifting back down into your physical body. And allow that light to expand to every part of your body, healing any pain, emotional, physical, mental pain, spiritual pain. Let go of your limitations and just allow the light to flow through you and out into the world. Om Shanti.